Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever been blown away by something like ChatGPT or just wondered how your phone knows exactly what you're about to type, then you are in the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible tech that lets machines understand and speak our language. So it really all kicks off with a very human question. I mean, think about it for a second. How can a machine, right, a thing of pure logic, of ones and zeros, how can it possibly understand something as complex and messy as a feeling or a joke? It kind of seems impossible, doesn't it? And what's really fascinating is the huge disconnect this shows. When you or I read, I am hungry, we get it. We know the feeling, we understand the context, we feel empathy. But a computer, it just sees a string of data, a pattern of ones and zeros. Our language is just a code to be cracked, with no real meaning behind it. So, for decades, some of the smartest people on the planet have been wrestling with this exact problem. How do we bridge that gap? How do we teach machines not just to read our words, but to actually understand our world? Well, the answer is a field called natural language processing, or NLP for short. And this is way, way more than just translating words into code. The real goal here, the holy grail of NLP, is to understand context. It's about teaching a machine that when you say the word apple, you might mean the fruit, or you might mean the company, and it needs to figure out which one from all the other words around it. And here's the thing, you are using this technology all of the time, probably without even noticing. When your inbox magically filters out spam, yep, that's NLP classifying sentences. When your phone finishes your text for you, that's text generation. And when you ask a search engine a question and it pulls out that one perfect sentence from a super long article, you guessed it, that's NLP hard at work. For a long time, NLP was making really good, steady progress. But just recently, something happened that didn't just move the goalposts, it basically blew up the entire stadium. Let's talk about the large language model revolution. So, what in the world is a large language model, or LLM? Well, the keywords are right there in the name. Large and massive. Don't think of an AI that's read a few books. Think of an AI that's been trained on a huge, huge portion of the entire internet. It learns by finding the patterns in this gigantic mountain of data, and that's what lets it understand and generate text that feels eerily human on a level we've just never seen before. So, what is it exactly that makes these new models so different from everything that came before? Well, it's not just one thing. It's actually a combination of a few incredible new superpowers all working together. First, it's just the massive scale. We're talking about billions, sometimes hundreds of billions of parameters, which are kind of like the model's internal brain cells. Because they're so big, they develop these general capabilities. They can do a whole bunch of different things without being specifically trained for each task. They also learn in context, meaning you can show them an example right in your prompt, and they learn what to do on the fly. And then there's the wildest part. They develop emergent abilities. These are skills that nobody programmed into them. They just appear as the models get bigger and more complex. It's kind of spooky and absolutely amazing. This all adds up to a fundamental paradigm shift. I mean, think about it. In the old days, if you wanted to translate text, summarize an article, and to figure out if a review was positive or negative, you would have needed 3 separate, specially trained AI models. Now, you can use one single, powerful LLM to do all of that, and so much more. It's a massive leap in efficiency and power. But, and this is a really, really important but, as incredible as these models are, they have some serious blind spots. We are not in science fiction territory just yet, and it is absolutely crucial that we understand their limitations. So let's be crystal clear about this. We can't treat these models like they're perfect, all-knowing oracles. They are powerful, powerful tools, but they are flawed. And understanding those flaws is the key to using them responsibly. All right, the first and most famous limitation is something called hallucinations. This is when the model just makes things up. It invents things out of thin air. And the truly scary part is, it does it with complete and total confidence. It can invent facts, cite sources that don't exist, or create false historical events, and it will present it all to you as the absolute truth. And this really gets to the core of the problem. LLMs don't truly understand the world. They are masters of statistics and patterns. Think of them like a student who has memorized every single textbook ever written, but has zero real-world experience. They can recite all the facts, but they don't have the common sense to know how to apply them correctly. Then there's the huge issue of bias. These models learn from the internet, right? From text written by humans. And that data is full of our own biases, our stereotypes, our imperfections. So the model learns all of that too. It can absorb and sometimes even amplify these skewed perspectives and outdated ideas. At the end of the day, what comes out of the model is just a reflection of what we put in. And honestly, the list of challenges goes on. They have limited memories, what's called a context window, so they can forget what you were talking about just a few minutes ago. They require an insane amount of energy and computer power to run. And they still really struggle with the very human things: subtlety, cultural context, sarcasm, and humor. Which brings us right back to where we started. These models can write incredible poetry and complex code. They can summarize a dense research paper in seconds. But the question that remains, the big one, is pretty simple. Will they ever truly get the joke? Will a machine built on recognizing patterns ever achieve genuine, human-level understanding? That's the challenge that defines the entire future of AI.